How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I just got done filming the review on this brand new 2022 Volvo XC60 B6 R-Design, and now I'm basically just going to be putting this GoPro on my head, hopping in the car for you guys, and just taking it for a ride. Now, honestly, I do really love to do these kind of GoPro POV driving videos with vehicles such as this new Volvo, simply because there's so many things that actually come with, you know, actually being in the vehicle itself. I know I talked about a lot of the features during the review, but now I'm actually going to be able to show you how they are while actually driving this new Volvo. All right, so first, just getting going, obviously you can see the start and stop kind of button right here. It's actually pretty interesting because it's not really a button. You just turn it to you know, shut it down, and then turn it to shut it, turn it back on again. And then the gear shifter is also something that is different with this R-Design. You have this kind of cool stitching, stylish stitching right here, and then popping this into drive. Now we're actually going to go, and you can see with the Volvo interior, pretty much very similar to the XC40 Pure Electric that I recently reviewed on the channel. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link to that on top of the video right now. But yeah, as far as the you know, luxury side of things and the comfort, it's very similar vehicle. Now this is powered by a turbo 4-cylinder engine mainly, but it is also a mild hybrid SUV, which basically means that it does have, you know, an additional like electric power. I believe it's 2 electric motors inside this SUV, but it's not a plug-in. So the only way that it actually charges is every time my foot's off the gas pedal or off the accelerator pedal. It's like a regenerative system, something very similar to what we saw in the Karma Rivero GT that I've previously reviewed on my channel as well. Probably also see as well from this perspective how amazing this, you know, mid-size SUV handles these corners and really tears it up. Again, this SUV weighs like 4,300 pounds almost from factory. So the fact that, you know, just the power that this is making can, you know, feel this fun is really something, because this thing only really makes right around like a little bit less than 300 horsepower and a little bit more than 300 foot-pounds of torque. But right around those numbers. Again, if you want the specific numbers, go back to the full review that I did on this SUV. I also really love how this steering wheel feels in your hands. I actually don't really know the material that they made for this, but again, it just does feel really awesome, and it's something that is specific to the B6 R-Design for this year. Now, considering that this is an SUV, it doesn't have a crazy amount of body roll, but the body roll definitely still is there when you kind of throw it into the corners. But it's very controlled while driving. This is something that I feel like I repeated during the review, but with a lot of the new modern Volvos, pretty much all of them have independent suspensions with the double wishbone suspension design, and they're pretty much all-wheel drive. So that combination right there definitely provides a very predictable and easy driving experience. It's not like this thing has a crazy amount of understeer or oversteer. It's just, you put it where you want it to be on the road, and it's just there. It's very predictable. This XC60 is not the largest SUV that they have. They have the XC90, which has a 3rd row seating. So with that, it's probably a little bit more weight, probably, you know, a little bit slower than this, but I mean, still, like with pretty much any Volvos that I've driven, they're just very predictable when you're actually, you know, cornering, braking, or accelerating. Also, with the different driving modes that this new XC60 offers, it does kind of change, I guess, the driving feeling. I don't know if it directly changes, you know, the suspension or not. I know for a fact it changes the shift points, but going over like bumps like this, the suspension is loose enough where, you know, you feel very comfortable, again, going over bumps in the road. But it's also stiff enough where when you are cornering and kind of pushing this SUV, definitely provides a more fun than, you know, average driving experience. So now accelerating, getting onto the highway right here. Yeah, it's definitely not the, you know, quickest SUV out there by any means, but it does the job. It does what it needs to do, and it can definitely get out and hop out into traffic for sure. Also, I don't know if I previously mentioned this in this video, but I know I definitely mentioned it in the full review of this XC60, but the 2 extra electric motors do actually only really provide an additional like 13 horsepower to the internal combustion engine platform that sits in this SUV. But even with that little boost, it does provide a unique driving experience, because when you're taking off from a stop, like from 0 miles per hour, let's just say, you don't really get a lot of that lag that you can find in just, you know, traditional internal combustion engine powered vehicles. Also, I really like how seamless the shifter is. It kind of has a center position right here, and whenever you're, you know, changing between drive, neutral, or reverse, or park, well, park actually has its own button, but, you know, drive, neutral, and reverse, yeah, all you have to do is just kind of tap it, and if you just pull it back again, you can get into the manual mode. And then this is downshift, downshift, downshift. Even just using this kind of shifter, it's super quick. You can see the shifts right there, and again, kind of tackling some of these uphill corners, this SUV really does shine compared to, you know, its competitors, I guess. Now the shifter may require some getting used to, especially those that go from the older generation Volvos to these new shifters, because the old ones, I know they were actual physical shifters. I understand why, you know, some people might like those ones better, because these are very short compared to those. But I do like how, you know, little effort is really required to work this thing. Also, while we're stopped at this red light, on this new touchscreen, it does have the new Google system. So you have Google Maps, you actually have, for entertainment, you can have AM, FM radio, Spotify, YouTube Music, and of course connecting your phone. Also, I really love this car status kind of feature where it shows you all the, you know, tire pressure around the car. And then it also has a really cool oil gauge, which literally shows you the amount of oil, you know, in your SUV. And also you can pull things up, such as, you know, when the next suggested service interval, I guess, is coming up for your new, for your Volvo, when you should bring it into service. And also, if I kind of reveal the little wireless phone charger right here, you do have a kind of traditional 12V plug-in thing right there. You also do have a USB-C port inside this kind of center compartment right here. But this pad does in fact actually charge your phone. It works with a lot of the newer iPhones and just a lot of the newer smartphones in general, and you can actually turn it on and off in the settings thing, which I think is something that's very convenient for the driver. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much just gonna wrap up today's video. Again, if you want more information on this 2022 XC60 B6 R-Design, go check out my full review on it. Then I'm probably gonna have the link in the pinned comment, or, you know, on top of the video somewhere throughout the video. Also, a quick shout out to Smythe Volvo of Summit, New Jersey, for letting me drive this thing today. I forgot to do it in the beginning of this video, but I'll leave a link to their website down in the description below if you want to check out any of their new, used, or pre-owned, certified pre-owned vehicles. But like always, guys, thank you for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one.